Hello. Hello, hello. Good morning. Let me check all the technicals. That 1, 2, 3 testing. All right. Let's look at that screen. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Ireland. Good morning, you, wherever you are. If it is the afternoon, good evening. My name is Neide Motta. I'm a volunteer of Spirit Society of Ireland, and I'm here today to deliver the speech that is online. Good morning, Eloisa. I didn't get your message quite. What does mean? Okay, good. Very good, good. Thank you very much. Because sometimes I start to talk and nobody's listening, or I have some problems, and you better than me know how can this happen. All right. So first thing first, let's start with our initial prayer, and after that we can kick out our subject of the day. Okay. So if you can close your eyes, if you're not, leave them open. Doesn't matter. Just raise your thoughts to the Master Jesus, to the good spirits. Let's ask them good energy, good inspiration for us today, that we can understand the topic, that we can hear these words and manage to administrate them, and that we can use these teachings for our evolutions, for our best understanding of life, that we can work better than ourselves as well. Let's ask them to be with us, to be connected, and to be together. So God bless you. So be it. All right. So let me introduce you the topic of today. Today the topic will be choices. We're gonna talk about choices. Is a thing that I'm having think about quite a while. About choices that we make every day, every moment in our life. And I thought that will be interesting to share some thoughts that I had with you guys based in the Spiritism teachings. And that's why I decided to bring the subject today, because I think it's very important to us to remind ourselves and to think about it, right? And when we talk about choice, when we think about choice, especially for us spiritists that study spiritism, is impossible to think about choice and not think about free will. And then I was thinking, what is free will? Yeah. So basically, I just pick up this one from the dictionary on the internet, but it's very, how can I say, short version. Free will is the notional capacity of ability to choose between different possible courses of actions unimpelled. Morning, Stephen. Good to have you here. So basically, yes, we have free will. God gave us free will. And through the Spiritism teachings, we see a lot this word. We see a lot talks and topics about free will. And it's important to us to remind that we have free will. We use our free will every day in our life, and sometimes we use it quite, how can I say, in a good way, and sometimes in not so good way, right? But it's important to remind us that we have choice, we have free will, and we use it. Because sometimes I think we forget about it. We think that we are here living our lives in a robotic way, doing whatever the destiny chose for us. And when the things going wrong, we blame the others, we blame the situation, and we forget that we have free will to choose our path. We have free will to make our decisions and to decide what is better for us and what we want for our life. So that's why I think it's important to talk about free will. And for example, in these questions of the what is the book, what is Spiritism, Kardec, they ask Kardec, do human beings have free will or are they subject to fatality? And then the answer was, if they conduct were subject to fatalism, they would have no responsibility for the evil or merit for the good they do. Hence, any punishment would be unjust and any recompense senseless. Senseless. Humans' free will is a consequence of God's justice, the attribute that gives them their dignity and lifts them above all other creatures. This is so very true that the esteem they have for one another is due to their free will. Those who lose in accidentally because of sickness, insanity, chemical dependence, or mental impairment are pitied or treated with contempt. So it's like they say here, we are not here, as they say, subject to the fatalism and living the life that the others choose for us. We are here because we make a choice of come and we choose our trials in a certain way to evolve. Because as we understand, life is action and reaction. For every choice that we make, there is a consequence. So for every action, will be a reactions. And when we are in the spiritual world and we have the capacity to understand what we did and what was our mistakes and what areas we want to improve or we need to improve, and we see a chance to reincarnate again in earth and correct these mistakes and use these times to evolve, to make ourselves better, to overcome our vicissitudes. We choose certain trials for our life. So in certain way, we are the owner of our destiny, let's say. Because before I used to think, before I studied Spiritism, before I have contact with Spiritism, I used to think that how is possible that some other person or God or whatever choose my life and I have to go through all this stuff and without choice, without can decide if I want or not, or against my my will, for example. And when I started to study Spiritism, this became very clear for me. And I think for many of those who are into Spiritism, because we understand that life is nothing more than action and reaction, consequences, and God is so good and just that they give us the opportunity to come and repair these mistakes that we have done. And I say, and I don't say correct because in a certain way to correct, the evil or the bad that we have done. Because if there is one thing that is, I think is amazing, this God justice, is the fact that we forget our past. Because I don't know if I could handle to look back and see all the terrible things that I did on the past and be okay with that. Things that I condemn today, things that I see that is not okay anymore. and thanks God, with evolution and with the improvement that we have made in the intellectual and moral aspect, we are able to see that certain things is not okay, that is not right to do certain things that before was normal in our society, to kill, to treat the other with no respect, to think that the other, just because they are poor, they don't have a soul, they are just slaves. All this stuff that used to be a normal things on the oldest days in our history of the humans. Today we see that is not okay, and we cannot accept certain things anymore. And this is amazing, because this shows to us that the world, the earth is evolving, and the human beings are evolving. I know it's difficult to think about that sometimes when we open the news. You see so many barbarities, so many bad things that happens in today's world. Sometimes I doubt about it. If the humanity is really evolved, because it looks like that we are give a step back in the hour's history, when I see so many barbarities, wars, and terrible things that we see. But another day I was listening a speaker from Brazil, Rossando Clint. For those who are Brazilians or speak Portuguese, probably knows him. And he was talking exactly about that how humans can look like that we are come back, instead of evolve. But then we say something that is kind of clarified, or at least give me some hope, that is every time in human history that we need to evolve, that we give a step further, we kind of pass through a very turbulent times. And this is exactly what's happening right now. We are going through this transition time, and we see so many bad things happen, or so many catastrophes and wars happen, exactly because of that, because we are on the time that everything that is evil will come out. Everything that is it's evil will show up, will show their faces, and then it will happen the natural selection, let's say, in a certain way, because then we will see the true, and we will choose. Is the time that we have to choose what side we want to be, basically. And according with the spirits, not those who refuse to evolve, who refuse to see what is right, let's say, or what to do, they will not be able to reincarnate again in Earth. They will send to another planets where they will be fit more, let's say. It's the same happened with Capella, when the spirit wasn't able to follow the evolution there, and they were sent to Earth to help us to improve. So thanks to this, we have so many improvement in some areas in this planet, because from those spirits who came from Capella. Is a very interesting, and if you want to look more, there is, I think, some material and some books on the internet as well about those spirits who came from Capella to Earth to help us to improve. And this is what's going to happen with us if we refuse to improve, if we refuse to evolve. We're gonna be in another place with people that are the same as us. And I believe that if we can see the result, maybe our generation won't be able to see the result of this, but the follow-ons will. So let's say that we are doing a preparation for this, the same way that those people before us prepare the area for us today, the same way that they did before, because thanks to them we have what we have today. thanks to them, we have the technology, we have the progress, we have so many things today, because people that came after us did a very hard work and fight for us, for the evolution. And thanks to God, to them, we are here living in a better way, let's say, at least more comfortable in the sense of technology, science, and so many other things that we are able to choose for good today, choose for save lives. And then you can ask what everything that I'm saying has to do with choice, right? Simple. Once that we know all these things and we reflect about, we can make our choices. What I want to do with my life, what I want to think, what actions I want to take from now on. In a simple from the simple things in our days to the highest things, to high decisions and important decisions in our life. What I want to do, what path I want to take, because we have to remember that we always have a choice for the smallest thing. For example, if someone, let's say that we go to work in the morning and someone is rude with you, right? You have a choice. You have a choice to be rude with this person, to repay it with the same way, or we can choose to be nice, and maybe you do a good thing for this person. You're not being rude with them. You being educated and nice and friendly, and the person will be like, "Wow, good," and you change the day for this person. It's a small choice that you did in that moment. What I choose to be rude and treat him exactly he did with me, or I can choose to be nice and maybe I will give some good for them because I don't know what they are going through. It's choice. Everything is choice. It's your choice. What you want to do at the moment. You know, you are going a hard time in your life, and you have a choice what to do with this hard time in your life. You want to take this hard time, this challenge, this trial that you are passing through, to make you evolve, to take a good lesson, to try to understand why you are going through that and make yourself better. Or you can choose to complain, to try to search for revenge, even from the life, or to be a how can I say, a bitter person and complain about everything and say that the life is not good with you, that your life is terrible, and blah blah blah, and so and complain and complain and complain. Is your choice. Is your choice. Believe it or not, is your choice. You have the choice. You want to take this moment and just be calm and think, okay, what can I do to change this situation? Okay, I can do this or that. And you choose to do something. If there is nothing that you can do, if there is absolutely nothing, there is no way that you can solve the problem. You can choose to be calm, to pray, to be, how can I say, I miss the word right now, but instead of get angry and complain, you be calm and wait the things to sort it out, and have faith in God, and have faith in what can be made, and faith that the things going getting better. Remember that thought is powerful. You cannot maybe you cannot change the things with action, but you can change the way of your thoughts, the way that you think about that situation, and the things maybe gonna get better very soon or not. Depends of the trial. But if you, instead of accept that trial and try to make a good thing, you get revolts and angry and try to get revenge on life for that, instead of getting better, instead of find a solution for your problem, or get out in a good way from this trial, you're gonna mess up and even get the things much worse than it should be. I don't know. Hope that you are following my thoughts here. That's why in this question I have to open my one here because it's too small. The question of the Spirits book 259. Kardec asked to the spirits, if the spirits can choose the kind of trial that it will experience, does this empty that we have and anticipates and choose our trial and tribulation on earth? Not all of them, because you have not chosen and foreseen everything that will happen to you in this life and its details. You have choose the type of trial that you will endure. The details of this trial are a consequence of the general situation that you choose, and are often the result of your own action. For example, if a spirit chooses to be born among criminals, it knew that kind of temptation it was going to have to face, but not each individual action. Those actions are the effects of its volition of free will. A spirit knows that, it choosing such a road, it will experience a specific struggle. It knows the nature of the problems that it will encounter, but does not know how they will present themselves. The detail of events and the product of circumstance and the forces of things, the spirit anticipates only the leading events of a new life and the determining effects of its destiny. If you turn down a road or path full of potholes, you know that you must proceed with very careful, because you run a risk of falling. You do not know exactly when you may fall, and if you are prudent, you may not fall at all. If a tile falls on your head while you walk down the street, you should not think that it was meant to be, as it commonly said. So basically, what he said to us, we can choose the the type of trial, but not in details, not every single detail, not every single uh, um, way, every single path. We choose a point, like they gave the example. If I got the decision to be born in the family of criminals, like they say, in an environment, I don't say that, let's say an environment of criminals, an environment that will test my ability to good and bad, right? To good and evil, during my choices in life. Okay, I chose the environment where I will born, but the decisions that I will take during my incarnations will be made at the moment that I'm incarnated, at the moment that I'm living that situation. So it's up to me to follow the temptations of this environment, or if I want to get better and get out of that environment and do something to get off of that situation and to follow another path. So that will be up to me. Will be my decision during the moment, the situation that I'm living, and these decisions will will make me on the end of my incarnation to analyze if I get the right or wrong decisions. Once I'm back to the spiritual world again, I will be able to analyze what if I failed or if I pass this trial, if I was able to overcome that bad tendency that I had on me, if I was able to overcome that evil environment that was tempted to me during my incarnation. So that's what they say to us. You can choose the type of trial, but not every single decision that we will take it. This will be up to us during the the moment, during the life, the incarnation that I will live. And, and then on the question of the Spirit's book, 267, they say, can a spirit make its choice while it is physical state, while it's physical, like when we are incarnate? Its desire may have a certain amount of influence, depend on its intentions, but it often views things very different when it returns to the spiritual life. It is only as a spirit that it chooses. However, some decision may be made during the material life, because a spirit, even while incarnate, has occasional moments in which it's independent of the matter that is inhabited. Basically, yes, they say that it's possible, but we always choose when we are on the disincarnate, we are in spiritual life, because there we have a better understanding and we have a better view of what's happening and what's going on. But of course, that during the our incarnate life, in our incarnation, we can choose what how can I say, we can make some choice for the next life. Basically, I think we do this all the time. Every decision that we take, every action that we take, this is mold us. This is kind of building us for the next life. My next life will depend how I'm living this life, how I'm living this incarnation, how I'm treated, and how much progress are you doing this life. That will basically be a point in how my next life will be. So every choice and every action in this life will reflect in my next life. So we are kind of building this every day, every moment. So we basically choose every day what we want for our next life. In my understanding, this is very makes sense. Like it's kind of a good thing. It's like every day we put a brick in our house for the next life. You know, uh, and when we think about our everyday choice, I know it's difficult sometimes for some people when they can hear this and say, "Yeah, you say that because you don't know what I have passing through. You don't know how is my life and how is the problem that I'm faced right now." And you are right. I don't know. I don't know what each one of you are passing through. I don't know what each of you are going through in your life. But I can tell you one thing. You can choose. You can choose how you want to feel about it. You can choose what are your thoughts and what you want to do. Even for the most hard moment that you passing now, is your choice what you want to do with that and what you want to make from that. And I can tell you that if you decide that you want to fight for, that you want to go for, that you want to get off from that situation, and you want to make yourself better, you can do it, because we have in ourselves some power. Let's say, I can say the word power, that we we don't have knowledge of it. That's why we have to know ourselves. And I think through the hard times in our life is when we get to know ourselves better. And I always think about people that overcome the hard lives. And they have everything to become the worst person in life, and they become examples of compassion and love and charity and so many other things, so many other words that I can say. And we have these examples in our histories recently. For example, I can think about uh, Oprah Winfrey. I was know her story just recently, and she grew up in a very bad environment, and she was able to become what she is right now, overcome all the problems and all the suffer that she passing through, and she becomes a powerful woman. Mandela is a great example. He was thrown in jail, he was suffer, he was passing through a very hard time, and he become a very good example to the world, So, and we have so many others. Sometimes we have someone beside you, or someone that you know that had a very hard time in life, and they took this to transform in better things for people after them and for themselves. So I think it's choices. It's choices that sometimes is hard, sometimes it's difficult to make, but if you choose and if you decide that we want to do, I think we are able to. But it's a very delicate one, you know. So in the question 269, it's possible for a spirit to make a mistake while you respect to the value of the trial of choice. It may choose one that exceeds its strength, and in that case, it falls, it fails. Alternatively, it may choose one from which it will reap no profit at all. For instance, if it seeks to lead an idle and useless life. But in such case, when it returns to the spiritual world, it realizes that it has gained nothing and asks to make up for lost times. So basically, this happens a lot, a lot. So we think that we are able to go through some challenge in life, some trials, and once that we are here, we realize that not like we fail. We're gonna give up. We're gonna struggle because we are not ready. We are not strong enough to go through that, and it's normal. It's okay because we're gonna have another chance. We're gonna back to the spiritual world. We're gonna analyze all the mistakes that we did and that we chose the wrong trial, that we were not able to go to that trial in that moment, and then we're gonna ask again another chance. And God is so good and so compassion that He always allows us to do, and He gave this chance again over and over. Doesn't matter how many times we're gonna need it. So we do this every time. How many times we choose to do something that we are not ready in this life, and then we realize that is a mistake, that we wasn't ready for that, and then we take another path or we decide to do it late. That's normal. It's part of our evolution. It's part of our teachings, our apprentice moment. We are all here to learn. We are all here to learn with each other, with our mistakes and with our right decisions. So it's part of our evolution. Choices is made every moment, every day. Some of them will be good, some of them will be bad, but thanks God we have a chance to correct, to try again, to learn, you know. That's life. I think is everything that I have to say to you guys today. If you want to do any question, or if you want to clarify anything, just write in the comment box, and you try to answer back to you. So feel free to do it anytime. Our activities on Sunday: special talks at 11:15 a.m. online every 2 weeks, and every 2 weeks in person on the always place. The address is on the YouTube or on the Facebook page, and if you have any problem to find, just send us a message. Every Tuesday and Thursday we have live talk with Steven from 7:15 p.m. On Tuesday we have always really a healing session at 7:30, just after the talk, on YouTube channel. And we have always a study group as well that is doing on the Zoom room. At the moment, we are studying Heaven and Hell and the Gospel according to Spiritism. You are very welcome to join us if you want to do it. Just send us a message by email or by message, inbox message, Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. And we're going to answer back with the address of the room, with the link for the room. And don't forget that we have our Facebook page, YouTube page, and Instagram. Subscribe to them, give a like, and don't forget to click on the bell that you can have notification every time that we go live. And if you have some news, we always post. So follow us, give a like, because it's help us to spread the teachings of Spiritism and to access more people as well. Now, let's go through our final prayer. Then we can wrap up for today, right? So, if you can close your eyes, raise your thoughts again to the Master Jesus, to the good spirits, and let's thanks for this life. Thanks for this moment. Thanks for help us to make the right choice, to make the right decisions. We know that not all them are good, not all them are right, but we are trying the best that we can for our evolution and to become a better persons. That God bless our week and our path. So be it. And so, guys, I think that's it for today. I wish you all a very good Sunday, that you can enjoy the sun outside, or at least the day outside. And see you again very soon. Thank you very much. Have a blessed week.